Welcome back to Round Camera Square Photo. My name is John. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different, and that is the Apache 3800. Now, this is not necessarily a camera, nor is it a camera lens, but we're going to discuss whether or not this is something that, as a camera professional or amateur photographer, if you should have this to carry around your gear. So, this is quite simply I don't want to call it a Pelican knockoff, because it's not necessarily a knockoff, but it's an alternative. It is a hard shell case that has a lot of the same features you might find in a Pelican case, but is advertised at a much cheaper price. This particular model regularly goes for $36.99. I bought the orange model because I liked having it very nice and bright so people can see it. These cases are, they pretty much are all very similar. You can buy some of these from different brand names. Sam's Club usually sells these, Costco usually sells these. This is just the Apache branded case. So, this is made by Harbor Freight out of California, and Harbor Freight's, known for their cheaper alternatives to all sorts of different tools, and now they're making these cases. This is kind of like their mid-size edition. They make a bigger one for like around $50. They have one that's like a gun case, a very long piece. But my question when I bought this is whether or not it actually holds up to the IP67 waterproof rating and the shockproof and all that. So today we're going to kind of do a rundown of whether or not it can do these things. We're going to throw it through some tests. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the actual features it has, and really just to start, it's a basic case. I mean, it's got this kind of textured geometric design over the entire thing. The snaps that it has, I don't know if you can hear that. They're kind of cheap. I have another one of these cases that I didn't get from Apache. I got it from like Sam's Club, I believe, and it uses a little bit higher quality snaps. And I mean, it's not a big deal. When you open it up, you're greeted by the top, like nice foam on top. This is like a graded foam. On the bottom, you have pick and pluck foam, which comes with a lot of these different cases, so you're able to customize where your stuff goes. Actually, I just realized this comes with 2 layers of pick and pluck foam. I did not realize this came with two layers. So you get 2 layers of pick and pluck foam, a bottom base layer of foam, and then now you're at the bottom of the case. So it's a basic plastic case. It has a pressure release valve that's supposed to help with water tightness. It has a seal that wraps around the entire thing, and it's supposed to stay watertight. So we're going to test that today, and we're going to see if it protects against some drops, some spills, and if it protects from the most extreme case I could figure out, which is full submersion. So let's figure that out. Okay, so for our test that we're going to do, I have the case. Come on in over here. Now, this case, I took all the foam out, mostly because in case this actually fails, I want to make sure that I don't actually ruin all the foam. But we have in it, we have a phone, just an old smartphone, and I have a piece of paper in here. Mostly just to see if we can measure if any liquid gets in. Now, as you can see, you have this gasket around here that's supposed to protect it, and then down here, you have this circular piece that actually is supposed to seal in everything once it's closed. So we'll see if that actually works here. And I mean, I don't have a professional testing setup, but we do have a hot tub, and we're gonna submerge it in the hot tub, and we're gonna see if it works. So I'm gonna seal it up. It's a cold, windy Memorial Day weekend. We got the case. You hear all the stuff in it. Let's see what it does. Oh, this is not actually easy to submerge. That's holding air. There's really, it doesn't want to go down. No bubbles are coming out of this thing. I mean, there's a lot of bubbles around it because of the hot tub, but there's no bubbles coming out. Shake it a bit. Okay. So that's that. Obviously there's water residue on it. The stickers on it, this main sticker, surprisingly doesn't, it's water phobic. There's no water soaking it. These stickers on the other hand kind of getting wet. These will probably come off. We're gonna unseal it. And these feel so cheap. I don't know what that's about. Water on the inside, really nothing. I mean, there's some water. I think some of this is mostly from just when I opened it, it flew in, or from my hands. There's no water getting in this bad boy. The seal's still intact. I'm actually mildly surprised. And I mean, most people aren't going to be fully submerging this. And I think the other thing too, that if you just lock this up and you seal it, that floats. That's floating. That does not, that really doesn't like to go down. So if it did, if you had this on a boat, per se, or you had it on your kayak, and it just, you know, dropped in the water, that's it's gonna be floating. So that's a definite win for this case, for the money. Okay, so I have not picked the pluck and pick foam from this case yet, mostly because I still have camera gear that's coming in and I kind of still want to figure out where everything's supposed to go. What that does though is it kind of allows us to do this kind of weird second test that I wouldn't normally do for a camera bag, but for a case that kind of markets itself as impact resistant, things like that, I figured we might as well try. So I have the same phone from before. It's on 4% battery, but that doesn't really matter. Because this is a flush surface, I can kind of just sit it on it, and this foam should, in theory, hold it in place. But really, what we're gonna find out is if I toss it, if the phone's gonna break. So first we'll just take it and we'll do an easy test. We're gonna throw it on grass, because grass.
I didn't like the sound of that.
I didn't like the sound of that either. Phone's good. Phone's working fine. No cracks, no nothing. There's a lot of foam in here, but I mean, shouldn't be a problem. Moved a hair to the right. Let's do a standard drop. I don't really want to scuff this thing up, but it already is kind of scuffed up, I think, from the factory. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to drop it just straight down. You're carrying your thing. You're carrying it. Oh, 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 oh. It really makes a thud. It makes a real thud. And you check it up. Phone shifted a little to the left. Still works. So now you got it. And I mean, let's say you're carrying it up here, got all this heavy camera equipment, and there's an ant. You can't touch the ant. Oh God! Oh jeez.
That did not sound good.
That makes such a loud sound, and it really. Ooh, that scuffed the case really bad. So I mean, that just kind of tells you the kind of. I mean, this is standard concrete, and that's the kind of scuff it'll make you drop it. I mean, it's $36 case. Phone barely moved. And I mean, that's the thing. This is egg crate kind of style. So I mean, it's not foam to foam. I guess if you encased it, it probably wouldn't move as much. But in theory, you know, your stuff would be like slotted in here, so it wouldn't move to begin with. But I gotta say, with all this foam here, you know, you're not really seeing. If I slam this phone on the ground without it, it probably is gonna shatter. So, I mean, that's. We threw it on the grass. We dropped it. We dropped it on the ground. I'm kind of you know, we dunked it in a hot tub. I mean, the only thing I wonder is how much this material is gonna stack up, or how long it'll stay, because I mean, just from the drops and stuff we did, I mean, it's already stippling the plat. Now, do I think there's gonna be a structural problem? Probably not, but you know, your cosmetics will go down. Now, if you're like me, you'll probably throw stickers on it and decals and stuff. You'll cover up all the scuffs. I mean, it's kind of meant to be a hard case to use in harsh environments. But for, you know, if you're using this for a photo shoot and you're throwing your camera gear in it, or tools or whatever, I actually really, I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I actually do really like it. I think we're gonna end up keeping this one. Now let's go back to the studio for some final thoughts. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much to talk about with when it comes to a case. This is kind of a first impression / test, mostly because I haven't put my camera gear in it yet. But I kind of wanted to see if it's even worth it to put the camera gear in it. And honestly, it kind, I don't know. I've bought a lot of Harbor Freight things, and they're not amazing. They do their purpose, they serve their purpose, but there's better things out there. So these cases didn't provide me a ton of, oh man, these are gonna be the next best thing or whatever. But honestly, this is pretty nice. I mean, yeah, okay, is it the most premium quality material? No. Does it scratch and scuff? Yeah, I mean, but it's also a plastic hard case. It's not meant to necessarily look pretty. It's meant to serve a purpose, and that's be able to stand up to the elements and stand up to your wear and tear of your harsh environment. So the reality is, yeah, it might have the only thing I don't actually like are these things. These little guys. They're so cheap compared to the rest of it. The rest of it feels pretty premium. The pick and pluck foam is pick and pluck foam. I don't think it's any different from something like Pelican uses. Do I think the price increase is justified if you buy a Pelican case? I don't know. I've never used a Pelican case. Maybe that's something I'll buy in the future. But as for a pretty basic level case, this thing's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. I was really surprised when I did not expect to submerge this in my hot tub and not have any water inside. That gives me full confidence of if I'm out and it's downpouring, that my camera gear is going to be safe. And if I have to throw this in the back of a truck while it's pouring, it's going to be fine. So that gives me a lot of confidence. I'm really surprised. It's definitely worth the $36.99 I spent. If you have a Harbor Freight near you, if you're in the market for a hard case, these come in like a tan. I believe they come in a black. I'm going to put it right here. All your different color options. But yeah, no, this is a pretty good value, I think. I think this is a good value. Let me know if you own one of these, what your experiences with it is. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a harsh defect that I don't know about. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if maybe you're thinking about picking up one of these. If you have any questions that maybe I can answer, throw them down in the comments. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more of these reviews and first time impressions and stuff, there's some pretty big videos in the pipeline coming out very soon. So go ahead and hit subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.